Good morning, everyone. So, yesterday we learned about all the basic of routes. So, while working with routes, we learned about how to handle all the route parameters and search parameters and child routes. Child routes are nothing but nested routes and dynamic navigation. So, these all basic things we learned how to handle them. Now we need to implement all this in one application. We have to design everything in one application we will create. That means actually you can use a local data server. I told you JSON server. You can use the JSON server, or in reality what we do is we have a backend database, server side APIs, and through the backend database and server side APIs, we build a complete application. Actually, in real time, you have to work with backend database, server side APIs and all. But when you attend any interviews and they give some practical test to you, in that they cannot give you access to database and all, then what they say is they will tell you that you just use a JSON server locally, store the data there, and show all the interactions. So we will learn both. For interviews, how do we use a JSON server, and in real time, how do we communicate with backend database? We will see both techniques, how to handle them. So already we are having the data server JSON. As I told you, we will create a simple to-do application. We'll create a simple to-do application. After this, we will create a little complex application also. To-do application is nothing but, in this what we will design is user can register and user can log in with registered account, and user dashboard shows all his all appointments. User dashboard shows all appointments, and after login, user can add a new appointment, and user can edit existing appointments, and user can delete any appointment. So these are the functionalities we need to perform. That means we need to design this complete interaction we need to create. So what is the job? User can register, user can log in, and user after login he will see the dashboard. In the dashboard he will have all the appointments he is having. He can add appointments, he can remove appointments, he can modify the appointments. These all details he must be able to manage. Now for this we need data. So this is the requirement, and what is the main concept here? The CRUD operations, reading, updating, deleting and all. And what is the infrastructure we are using? For this actually, so we are using, that means the software technologies we are implementing here is, we are using JSON server for data, for managing data locally. That is what we are doing. And we are using React for designing UI, user interface. So we are using JSON server, we are using React for designing UI. And one more important is to make the UI more interactive, more effective. We can use Bootstrap, whatever Bootstrap you learned, you can use Bootstrap, or there is another library which is very famous for React, that is React MUI library. React MUI library is material UI. So when you mention about React in your resumes, one of the skill you have to mention is the knowledge of working with MUI. MUI is what? React Material UI. If you already know Bootstrap and how to use Bootstrap, then working with MUI is also very simple. If you know MUI, then you can design it in a more better way. But MUI don't have solution for all the problems we need for a project. We need a combination of MUI and all. I will show you how to use MUI, and you can implement that MUI in this project, in this application. So for that, we have to know about how to use MUI. So then we can make this with combination of MUI. Let's see how we can do that. So we are going to use one more here, React Material UI for design, for designing components. For designing components, we are going to use React Material UI for designing components. So to start this project and to design everything in this project, to make it very good for React, we will use this Material UI also. So I have to give an overview of Material UI. Then we can use that Material UI in this application. So what we are going to learn now is to implement in this project, we will use React MUI. We are going to use React MUI. So React, actually this is a Material UI. This is Material UI. MUI is actually Material UI. So I will show you what is this MUI. Then we can implement this in our project also. These days, everywhere they ask mandatory knowledge of MUI. And remember, MUI is like Bootstrap. Huge set of components are present. 1-2 components I will explain. All others you have to explore by yourself. Why? Because these are not stable. They will be changing according to version. Some new are adding, removing. And you don't need all components every time. So I will give 1-2 components how to use. Then other components you have to explore by yourself and you have to learn by yourself. Because I already told you, these third parties are never stable. They will be keep on upgrading, changing. So you need to explore and know what is latest provided by them. So let's see what this MUI have. Actually, MUI have lot of concept. You see, this is the official MUI. MUI is a React Material UI. Already you know why you are using Bootstrap, Tailwind. Some companies use Bootstrap. Some people use Tailwind CSS. Some people use MUI. Some people use a combination of all of them. It depends on that. What is the main purpose of using Bootstrap? The main purpose of Bootstrap is to build the application interface faster. Tailwind or Bootstrap or MUI, these are used by developers to build the user interface fast. Faster because you already know how to design, but in real time, you should not waste time in designing everything. What you have to do is you need to save the time, take ready-made components, customize them according to your requirement, and implement in your project. So you have to save time while developing application, and for that these libraries will help you. You don't need to write everything. Already they designed. You need to customize and use them. So everybody's concept is same. You can see what these people tell here. So what these people tell about the MUI UI says it is faster. Everybody have the same concept. Suppose I open Get Bootstrap. You can see Get Bootstrap. When you open Bootstrap, there also the same concept. They say build fast. Everybody's concept is same. Making the interactions, designing the interface faster. Suppose you see another popularly used Tailwind CSS. Here also they give the same thing, rapidly build modern websites. That means everybody's main slogan is what? Everybody's main slogan is build the user interface faster, because that is a main concern in projects. And if you remembered, we designed in the beginning, first sessions, we designed Netflix like screen. When we designed Netflix like screen, Netflix like appearance came, but the Netflix like feel not here. That means Netflix like user interface we designed, but Netflix exactly like Netflix feel we haven't got it. Why? Because Netflix uses a button which is not a bootstrap button. Netflix uses a text box which is not a bootstrap text box. Actually, Netflix is using MUI. That is the reason the appearance of button, the appearance of text box and other elements, they will be changing. You see now, uh, MUI is being used by Spotify, Amazon, NASA, Netflix. All these people are using MUI. That is the reason with Bootstrap, if you try to design Amazon like screen, you will get the 95% everything. 5% the feel how it looks like you will not get, because their fonts are different, their colors and shades are different, their element styles are different. They are all actually taken from MUI. But actually MUI is not free. MUI provides some components free and other components you have to pay and use them. So whatever free components are there, we will learn here. Some 1-2 components I will explain, other you can try. Actually, you see MUI have products. You see MUI core, MUI X, MUI toolpad, templates, design kits. In that free is only first one. MUI core is only free. Others are paid services. That means we have to buy and use them. So material UI have so many things. In that they provide only one option free. And that option is MUI core. MUI core. So actually here, what is this React material UI is? So it is a toolkit. It is a toolkit for React applications. It is a toolkit for React applications. It provides templates, components, and designs that allows developer to build interactive and responsive UI. So to build interactive and responsive UI faster. So faster. So here you can say when compared to the traditional approach. When compared to the traditional approach. Actually, MUI provides several products like MUI core, MUIX, templates, etc. So MUI core is free, while others are premium services. MUI core is free, while others are premium services. So what you are going to learn in MUI is MUI core. Actually, in MUI core, again, so many are present. That means in React material UI, we are using see. You go to the products MUI core. What is this MUI core is? You can observe it is ready to use foundational React components. They are free forever. That means what is meant by React components, ready to use components means all the components provided here are controlled components. What are controlled components? Controlled components means they are expecting data from you. Once you pass the data, according to your data, they will change. And ready-made components are there. Suppose you want a calendar, you want a nav bar, you want cards, you want like a toolbar. Everything is ready-made available. You have to just use it
and modify according to your requirements. So this is ready to use built-in React components improvement. In which one? MUI. Actually, if anybody asks what is this MUI X, actually MUI X have various complex use cases, but they are not free. Use cases like I want to implement lazy loading. Then to implement lazy loading, you already know I explained. Lazy loading means it will load only when it is required. Eager loading means it will load even if it is not in use. Actually, to implement lazy loading, we need to write a lot of logic. Now React says that, MUI says that if you want such lazy loading to implement in any area, then we have a logic already written. You can use that logic and implement it. So you don't need to write the logic also manually. They have written different use cases for those logics. You just implement them according to your. That means not only design, logic also they give ready-made. You have to buy that and you have to implement that. So these are all paid services. You see dashboards, fully designed templates. Fully designed templates, they sell actually. That means suppose you are building a website for some business like some medical store. Then for medical store, you need an app. That app is readily built. Already they given the template. You just take it, buy it, and modify according to client requirements, and you can give it. That makes your design more simple. You can buy templates also. Complete templates are available. The templates means end to end. Initial login register to all the interactions are ready-made design. Just you have to implement in your place. So these all are paid services. This is only we are going to see what the MUI core contains. So we are going to learn here MUI core. MUI core we are going to learn. So what is this MUI core? It is a component library. It is a component library. MUI core is a component library. Component library.
Yep. So online people, is it okay now? Is it audible? Is it okay now? Okay. Okay, let's continue. So here MUI, it is a component library. It provides built-in components for handling various interactions. It provides built-in components for handling various interactions. So let's see how to use them. So how we can implement this MUI core. I will show one example here. First, this MUI core, it is changed according to latest versions. MUI core is now available for React 18 and React 19. The old version of MUI, its installation, its setup is different from latest MUI. From React 18 and 19 onwards, MUI has changed. That is the reason 4-5 years back, anybody learned React and they know MUI that is different from the MUI that we have now. Why? Because MUI have changed complete library. They have changed the complete library for React 18 and 19. So installation process is new now, and they added some new library also. So MUI latest version is a complete rewrite of previous versions. The latest version of MUI uses emotion library, uses a new emotion library. Earlier we don't have this library, but now they added this library. So it is completely different. On YouTube channels or online websites, when you are watching any tutorial, make sure that they are about the latest version. Otherwise, when they are uploaded 1-2 years back and you are trying them now, they will fail. Because at that time MUI is different. Now latest MUI is different. Even the installation also different. Setup also different. So how to set up MUI? Let's see. So first, set up MUI for React app. How to set up MUI for React app? So first point is install latest MUI core library along with emotion library. So their new process here, the emotion library. This is the installation actually. You have to install like this: npm install MUI material emotion React emotion style. Emotion is a new library they added. Earlier we don't have this. They added this new library. You have to add this library. Actually, inside MUI, we are installing MUI material. They also have other libraries like Joy UI, MUI, Joy UI. They have different libraries, but for you, MUI is enough. Joy UI and other UI options they have, you can see. This MUI core is again having MUI, Joy UI. So this MUI is a open source React component library that implements Google's material design. That means actually it is officially using the help of Google. You don't want this Google material design because Google have Google fonts, Google icons, Google have separate library. MUI is using that library. If you don't want to use Google's library, you want to use your own library, then you can use Joy. Joy UI is nothing but it is an same component library that implements so MUI's own design principles. Google design principles and MUI have their own design principles. They are different. MUI own design principles means they have their own themes, their own fonts, their own colors effects. You can use their colors and effects, or you can use Google. Many people prefer Google. Why they prefer Google? Because the advantage of that is if I used a font, Google will make it available on every device. That means every device can access that font easily. If I use a special font from my own library, then what is problem? I have to send that font also to client. Otherwise, he cannot see in the same way. Google Fonts advantage, Google Icons advantage, Google Library advantage is globally it is same for everyone. So compatibility issues will be reduced. But if you are using Joy UI, compatibility problems will come. Compatibility problems means on one browser, one effect is working, in another browser, it is not working. That issues will come. So we don't prefer much this. There is a MUI system also. MUI system is not required. This is actually for the people who are working with animations, effects in CSS. You know, in CSS, you learned keyframes, animations, and effects. Generally, they are used for building animations and effects for your components. You remembered we already used mouse over, mouse out, keyframes, animations I showed you. Ready-made animations are present. It allows you to build your own animations and integrate with the components. So we don't need this. So we need to use only MUI. MUI is important. Remember, you are writing in the notes whatever I am giving, but after few days it may change. No guarantee. That is the reason always visit the website and you have to choose. Because why you have to follow the official website? Because every few days new things will be added and they will be changing. They will be changing. One of the main problem with React is React people are not improving versions by adding new features. They are improving versions by completely redesigning the version. That means actually suppose you say Java, .NET, PHP, Python version 4. What you expect in next version, version 5, some new features added. But in React people, what they are doing, they are completely rebuilding again, reconstructing everything. Due to that, everything changing. Not only the same concept, approach will be changing. That's the reason you have to keep in touch with that website. Okay, next, after you install this, let's install this in our project. We will open in our Visual Studio Code. Let's open the React app. So we are building the React app. In this, I want to use the Material UI. So we want to use Material UI. So what we will do, first install MUI core. This is the command I have to run that. I am installing MUI core. Now the latest is using emotion, React emotion style. Okay. So once it is installed successfully, next, how to use this library? As I told you, it contains a lot of components like buttons, text box, cards. You know already Bootstrap have so many components like carousels, nav bars. Here, like Bootstrap, everything is not present. Few components are present, and those components we can implement. Let's see how. So how to use the component is actually every component is designed as controlled component. Controlled component means what? It contains properties. Every component have properties. That means you can customize by using props. You can customize by using props. That is properties. You can customize by using properties. Every component is designed as controlled component, and you can customize by using the properties. So here you can import component name. So from what is that? MUI material. From MUI material, you can import the component and you can use it. This is one method. Or there is another method. What is advantage of the first one is you can implement multiple components. Or another technique is import component from MUI and the material. In the material component class, you have to use the component class. Means actually component, that is module. We have to import component module. What is difference between first and second? The first one is importing material, and importing material means it is importing all the material components. In that currently you are using only one. But what is second one is doing? It is importing only the component which is required. Which one is best? If you are using one or two components only, then the second approach is best. You are using many components, then better to use the first one. Better to use the first. And see here, after importing, let's see here, we will go to SRC. I will go to the components. I will add a folder MUI demo. MUI demo.jsx. Let's see the difference. So here export function MUI demo and return the JSX element. Yeah. Here, see the point. I will show you difference. Difference is what? First one, here I will show you bootstrap design. How a bootstrap design looks like and how the same looks like in MUI design. You will find the difference between bootstrap and MUI design. Suppose in bootstrap, I am creating a simple container. In the container, we have a label. We have username. Below this, another container. Here we have input type as text. And this container is having W25. And for labels, you have a class called form label. For text box, we have a placeholder. So user name, your name, and we have a class called form control. Remember, these are all bootstrap classes. Bootstrap classes. And similarly, other elements also will be there, but temporarily I will keep a button here. So class btn some primary W100 and margin of 3. Okay. Actually, this is MUI demo. In index, I will start with MUI demo. Let's run this. So bootstrap design, how it looks like. So in the bootstrap design is like this. And for button, we will give text. For this button, we will give text as login. Usually this is how bootstrap will come. That means the username. Here we are having some text box, and text box is having like some design. Buttons also have some design. Let's see same thing in MUI, how it looks like. MUI also have text boxes, buttons, but they are different. They are different. Their properties are different. Their appearance is different. Their effects are different, but functionality same. Text box anywhere function same. Button also anywhere function same. The appearance, the design is different. Let's see how we do that. Now I want to implement MUI design here. I will just put a few breaks. So just to put some gap here. Okay, MUI design, let's see. In MUI, I'm creating a div. Class is W25. This is just width and height. Now here I want a text box and a label. We want a text box and a label. Then actually to have a text box and label, here in MUI we have text field. Text field is present in MUI. You see, we have to import text field from MUI material. That is what we have to do here. We have to import component from MUI material, and you can use the component and see this is actually a controlled component. Controlled component means it will have some properties. In the properties, it is having the options like, so what are the properties? We have label. What is the label? Label I will give as username. Username is the label. Okay. And here we have a value. What is the value? Value, or you can keep here username. We are having like some placeholder. What is the placeholder? Placeholder I am giving as, suppose enter your name. Something like this. You can see that this is the text field. This is the text field and you have a label inside it. But interesting is when I click inside, it will get like this. That means its appearance is different. It has some animation. it has some effects. Actually, text field is having lot of designs. What are the designs? This text field is also having, text field is also having variant. It is having variant. Variant actually, you can apply field outline standard. Suppose I given standard variant. Three variants are there, filled outline standard. When I apply standard variant, it looks like this. That means it looks like this. And you click inside, then automatically it will come in this way. Many times when you see websites, many times when people see these kind of designs in websites, they come and ask, sir, how to design like this? We can design with simple CSS. CSS teaches you how to design like that. Means ordinary text box also, you can remove the borders. You can design like this. But through CSS, designing like this will take a lot of time. It will take a lot of time. What these people have done, they already designed, just use them. Just use them. And you see now here, I am entering another class name as W100. That means it is applying the width 100. For example, the div is having W25, that is width 25. It will be like this. And you can see that this is the text box we are having. Suppose I am using here one more text field have a type. Type is what? Text. That means it is used for a string input. For example, this is inside one div. I have another div. In this div, I am adding text type as what? Some password. And label as password. Password. And here we have your password. Your password. And you can see it will be like this. You have username text box. You have password text box. Text field have type like password. It have type like text. That means you can design in this way. You can design in this way. There are so many designs. I given a standard variant. Instead of standard variant, you can use an outlined variant. Outline variant, outlined variant. Outlined variant looks like this. Outlined variant look like this. There is another variant called filled. You have a filled variant. Filled variant will look like this. That is a filled variant. Different designs are present. So I am giving some standard variant. Okay. And you see now, below this I want button. Then I have another component. Let's add a div. Class as margin top 4. And here you have a button. You see this is material button. That is a material button. Material button is having suppose text as login. I already told you so many times, like, so button is different, button is different, am I right? Form is different, form is different. Because the lowercase is always HTML elements and the uppercase belongs to some third-party libraries, components actually. So this button is also having a variant. Button variant is contained outline text. I am giving contained. Okay. Button also is having a color. What is the color? You see contextual colors. Contextual colors means primary, secondary, danger, error, warning, same, bootstrap like. But what is the specialty here is, suppose I give an error and I given the class as a class name as W100. You will see that this button is not like other buttons. It's different. You see the Bootstrap button style and this button style is different. Actually, when you saw Netflix design, their design is like this. That means Netflix sign in button and the Netflix get started button, they actually designed using this. That means the same thing. Suppose here I'm giving BTN danger. I'm using BTN danger. You see that is also red color. But the appearance of button is little different. The feel is different. You can see that first button, Bootstrap design and the login. Are there any changes? There are so many changes. The below is sharp, little shadow, emboss like effect is present for that. And actually it is converting everything into uppercase. The text, everything is converted into uppercase. So button is having predefined designs and all. And remember, only design is the point. Functionality, everything same. That means you want to collect the value entered in the text box. You want to collect the value entered in the password. You want to use it, send somewhere. Logic is same. That means how to collect the username and password. To collect username and password, what we have to do, you know what to do, same thing. We need a constant. So in the constant, we need to define what is it. So in the constant, suppose temporarily I'm using username, set username is equal to use state and it is expecting a string. You need a function called handle name change. E. We have to set username. What is it? E dot target dot what value. We have E dot target dot value. And it should work on this text field change. Here we need to write what is it on change, handle name change. Okay. And we will write another button. So function handle login click. What to do on login click? So on login click console.log, it has to print the user name. Just roughly I'm giving it. Now on this button click, this button have on click as handle login click. And you can see I am opening inspect and we are using the console here. Okay, you go the console here, you entered some username and some password and click on login, it will get that and show. All the concept is same, there is no change. Only the point is now your designs are more attractive, effective, responsive. Now, if anyone asks which one is best, actually there is nothing like which one is best, but first priority we give for MUI. Because MUI is a library specially designed for React. If it is a library specially designed for React, it will easily work with React. It is faster, but problem is MUI don't have a solution for every requirement. That means suppose I want a carousel, MUI don't have carousel. Then again I have to borrow it from Bootstrap. You need combination. So you can see here, let's go to the official website. When you go to official website MUI, in the MUI, you click on here docs, MUI docs. And when you see MUI docs left side, you will find components list. You will find components list. Go to components list. You see these are all the components it is having. Button group, checkbox, radio, rating, select, slider, switch. You see so many components are there. Different categories components are there. And see, some are deprecated. Deprecated means they are in old version, they don't work anymore. You have to try the new versions. And you can see so many. I already told you, this is not like somebody will teach you and you will note down and you will do the same after few months, because by the time it may have changed. You need to learn the approach and you need to implement. You see, so many are there, but observe carefully. It is having rating, select, text field, toggle buttons, and you see it is having like alert. You have bootstrap also alert, dialogues, progress bars, snack bar, accordions, accordion, cards. We used cards in so many places now. Observe here, these people cards are different. You see the card, when I select the card, these people card looks different. This is how card looks like. Means MUI cards are little different when compared to the bootstrap cards. You see MUI card is like this. And in MUI card, you see they give some options. You see expand, collapse. They give ready-made functionalities. They give ready-made functionalities also. You can see this is a card of MUI. Actually, they have plain card also. This is a plain card. Card have card header, card body, card footer. That means these cards are different. Like this, we already created cards in our Bootstrap for products and all. I designed that. But these cards are different. Different means they have a different shadow, different appearance. So this is the card. And see, card related, so many options are present. What are the components? Card, card action, card actions, card content, card header, card media, collapse. So if you start learning about a component, every component is huge. Lot of options are involved in it. I will show one more component here, how to implement them, how to use them. We will learn about that. Others you can try. How to learn about them, already I explained when we learned about router. Which one? React hook form. While learning React hook form, I told you how to learn a library, how to explore any library. How to explore any library, I told you already. Suppose we want to know about a slider. Then when you select the slider looks like this. This is how slider looks. Slider will look like this. And to design a slider like that, what we have to do to design a slider like that, you can see here. You see, this is the slider. To design a slider like this, how it looks like, you will understand here. Different designs are there. You see, sliders are having different designs. You can select any design you want. You can select any design you want. And according to this design, you want to implement the slider. Then what is the point to learn about any element, any component? I told you, you have to go to API now. As of now, you are watching what? Components. There you can see how it looks like, how it works as an example. But to learn about it, you have to close this. You have to go to which option? Component API. When you go to component API, here the same will be available. What is that? Slider. Slider is the API. Here it will give you the complete details, what to import. I given two techniques now. You can import like this or you can import in this way, right? After importing what properties it is having, it will show all the properties. As of now, I told you now for button and text box some properties. How do I know what properties it is having? You go to the text field. I'm using a text field now. Go to the text field. Text field related library is this. These are text field related properties. Text field is having properties like color. Color can be any of these. And text field is having like a variant I told you na. Where is it? Yeah. Text field have lot of variant. Variant have three variants. Every property about a component, you can see type as a string type. And you can see it says that valid HTML5 input type. Valid HTML5 input type means what? Input type number, input type date, input type color, input type file. You can have ready-made those. It should be a valid HTML5 input type. You can use any input type, right? These are all the properties. Once you know the properties, you can easily implement them. You can easily implement. So two basic things you need to know. What is the module name and what are the properties and what can be the value of that particular property. Then you can design. To get design ideas, not API. To get the design ideas, where you have to go? You have to go to what? Components. You have to go to components. In the components, you can get the design ideas. Actually, this is one concept of components. What you try to do is, in our project, we will design. In our project, we will create some components. In the next to-do application, we will use this MUI components, we will use it. I will give this example first. After importing the component, next what? Implement component with props. Component, so the property is equal to value. So example, like as I showed you, just simple one. You have import button from MUI material. Then we have a button. Button variant is contained. Button color is error. And some login and close the button. So all event binding techniques are same as you define for HTML elements. Same as you defined for HTML elements. Event binding techniques are similar. So I will give example So this example is MUI demo.jsx. In MUI demo.jsx, I copy all this. In this example, I am showing both techniques. That means I am showing Bootstrap how it looks like, MUI how it looks like, both. But remember, every component is not so simple. Just like button, just like text box I showed you, every component is not so simple. Some components require dependency. Some components require more dependency. You have to install them, otherwise they don't work. Some components require dependency. Dependency means actually only button related module you imported, button is working. Text field module you imported, text field is working. But some components not like that. Suppose I want a calendar. What is problem with HTML calendar? HTML have input type date. What is problem in that? When you learnt HTML5 calendar, one problem you learnt about it. What is it? The problem is HTML calendar will not allow to select a range of dates. It will allow to select only one date. It will not allow to select a range of dates. Even in MUI also, you have a calendar. It can have two functionalities. You can design to select only one date, or you can design to select multiple dates. But what is problem here is date component you already learned. Handling dates, you cannot directly handle dates. Why? I already explained when we learned about date data type in React.js. When we discussed about date data type in React.js, what point we discussed is date data type cannot use the JavaScript date functions directly. We have to depend on another third party for date. What is it? What is another third party for date? We used Moment, Day.js, Luxon. These are the third parties. So you are designing a date control and you are not importing the third parties like Moment, Day.js, then the date will not work. That means you are missing dependencies, then that component will not work. That means several components are simply individual, but some components need dependence. You have to implement dependency. Actually, some components you have to separately install also. For example, I will show you. See, suppose I want to put a calendar for selecting some date of birth or something. Then you see actually in MUI, these are components. In the components, I don't have any component called date. Date related any component is not present here. Actually, that is present in MUIX. But I told you that MUI is paid na, MUIX is paid. In that simple option, they will provide free. Little complex means they will ask for payment. For example, see, in MUIX, you have grid. Grid is for displaying data so that we can insert, update, delete. They have charts. They have date and time pickers. You select date and time picker. You can see that this is a date and time picker. And you can see these allow you to select the range of dates. This is the start date and this is the end date. automatically the dates will be selected. This is the range of dates. But remember, these are not free actually. These are paid services. These are not free. These are not free. They are paid services. You have to buy and use them. But in this also, they will provide up to first level free, other levels paid. For example, you see now, for date time pickers, again you have to install separate library. You see the libraries, you have to install MUI X date pickers. And remember, it requires a third party support. Na? What are third parties we are having? Day.js, Moment, Date functions, and Luxon. That means if you miss installing this third party, this date will not work. The date will not work. So you have to make sure that you install the dependencies also. That means all components doesn't require dependencies, but for some components we need dependencies. And not only that, you see that the dependencies are supported only for React 17, 18 and 19. Other versions of React cannot use this. Only supported for 17, 18 and 19 versions. And how to set up the adapter. You can see adapter, how to set up the adapter, localization provided, all this they are defining. And you can see that localization provider, date adapter, you have to use day.js. Inside that provider, you have to use the components, whatever components you want to use inside the provider. Already I told you provider injector point. Na? Provider, we used cookies provider, we used context provider. What is the job of provider? Provider locates the values in memory and injects into the component. Without a provider, it will not work. So you have to import the provider, then you can use it. To use a date picker like this, actually to use a date picker like this, you need all the concept to implement. That means all components are not simple. They need some extra libraries. You have to set up the extra libraries and use. And what about date range picker? You cannot use them because they are paid one. You see, there is a date and time range components. These date and time range components, you can see this date and time range components is available, but these are paid ones. You can select a range of dates. You can select a range of dates and okay, check out. We can choose the date and it is okay. It will get that. But these are not free. You have to buy them and use them. I already told you only which one are free. MUI core are free. What we will do is we will use this also in our example because appointments require date. That means user can select a date on which date he wants the appointment. That also we will implement in our application. So now what is our job is we have to use these components and build this project. We have to use the components and build the project. And this app we have to design to do application. Now that we will see how to do step by step in tomorrow's session. I will give you one task, you try that. What is your task is, because we will use that in our projects. So you have to, the task for is you have to learn about two components. One is alerts, another one is dialogues, another one is card. These three components you learn by yourself, right? Alert, dialogue and cards. How to use them, how to design them, you learn. Because we will use them in our project, you try them and post in the group, lab group, we'll see that, right? So what is the alert actually you see in the components? So yeah, in the components, this is MUIX actually. Yeah, in the components, documents. Yeah, in the components, you will find one component called alert. Where is it? Yeah, this is alert component. Alert component is nothing but it will show like this. This is one alert component, right? You can see alerts will show like this. Suppose you want to show confirmation like registered successfully or something else, then you can show the alert components like this. Another one is dialog. Dialog component is like a model. That means when I click, a pop-up will come. When I click, pop-up will come. When I click, a pop-up will come. These are called as what? Dialogs. You can use them for login like options, register like options. So you can show in the pop-ups. You can design in the pop-ups. So you need to learn alert, dialog, and card. Card already I showed you, right? If you can try them, we will implement them in our project now. That means now we are going to build a project with JSON server in the backend, React in the front end with React MUI materials, so that we will have a complete idea. After that, we will remove JSON server. We will use the original database and backend technologies. You can use Java as backend or Node.js as backend or .NET as backend or PHP Python as backend. Any you can use. We will learn here with Node.js. That means we will build one MERN stack application. MERN stack application we will build. That means MongoDB as database, Express as middleware, React.js as a front end, Node.js as server side. These we will use and we will build, right? So that we'll see in next session. Tomorrow we will do that. Okay. By tomorrow, try those components so that we can implement them. Okay. Tomorrow we'll see. Right. Thank you.